Hello, fifth graders. Welcome to lesson 4.6, Division of Decimals by Whole Numbers. Let's get started. Today's objective is I can divide multi-digit decimals by 1- and 2-digit whole numbers using the standard algorithm with 100% accuracy in multiple attempts. Please pause now to type the I can and by statements in your digital math notebook. All right, guys, we know how to do long division, so now we're just going to add decimals into our long division. So here are some steps. Step 1 says we're going to set up the equation just like we would in normal. Our big number, or our first number, remember that the first one goes inside and shuts the door, goes inside, that's the divisor. Sorry, the dividend. And outside is the divisor. That's the second number. Now here's the important difference. Step number 2 says that we're going to place our decimals straight up to the quotient. So my decimal, wherever it is in the dividend, is going to go straight up like it's on an elevator, and then we're going to divide just like normal. So 12 times 5 is 60. So we subtract 60 and we get a 0. And we bring down that 8. 12 doesn't go into 8, so it goes in 0 times, which is 0. We subtract, we're left over with 8. Then we bring down the 4. 12 goes into 84 7 times, which is 84 exactly. And that leaves us with no remainder. So our answer is 5.07. So we're going to divide just like normal, except with one added step, and that's our decimal going straight up like it's on an elevator. Let's try some problems together. All right, here's our problem. We have 83.1 divided by 5. So the first thing that I'm going to do is deal with my decimal. I'm going to put it straight up from where it is, right there. Now we're going to divide just like normal. So 5 goes into 8 one time, which is 5. Subtract, and we're left over with 3. Then we bring down the 3. 5 goes into 33 6 times, which is 30. Subtract, we're left over with 3. Then we bring down the 1, ignoring that decimal, just using the digits. 5 goes into 31 6 times, which is 30. Subtract, and we have a remainder of 1. We can use our multiplication to check our work just like we can with a whole number. So if I have the number 16.6 and I multiply it by 5, I should get back to my whole number. 6 times 5 is 30. 5 times 6 is 30 again, plus 3 gives me 33. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 3 is 8. So here's my number, 83. I'm going to bring in my decimal, is right here. And now I'm going to add that 1 that was a remainder. So 83.0 plus my decimal, which was a 0.1, gives me 83.1, which is the number that I started with. So I know my answer is correct. Let's try with our next problem. Remember, the very first thing we're going to do is put that decimal on an elevator straight up. Now we're going to divide just like normal. 3 goes into 6 2 times, which is 6. Subtract, nothing left over. Bring down the 5. 3 goes into 5 one time, which is 3. Subtract, and we're left over with 2. Bring down the 6. Now we have 26. 3 goes into 26 8 times, which is 24, and we're left over with 2. And then bring down that last 2. 3 goes into 22 7 times, which is 21. Subtract, we're left over with 1. So again, we have a remainder 1. Please pause and type these numbers into your digital math notebook. I know it may be a little bit hard to format all of the division. Just do your best to get the quotient and some of the numbers typed in. All right, 5th graders, time for our lesson activity. In the lesson activity, we have a 2-digit number, but that's not going to change how we divide. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to put our decimal straight up and then divide just like normal. 19 is almost 20, and 20 goes into 70, 20, 40, 60, 80 would be too much, so it's only 3 times. But we're going to need to multiply to figure out what that is. So 19 times 3. 9 times 3 is 27. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5. Just to check, let's look at 19 times 4. 9 times 4 is 36. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 3 is 7, which gives us 76, which is too much. So it only goes in 3 times, and we're going to subtract 57. 0 minus 7 I can't do, so I have to borrow. Using all of our division skills, 10 minus 7 is 3, and 6 minus 5 is 1. Now we're going to bring down that 4. All right, we have a big number, 134. Let's count by 20s again to see how close we can get. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140 would be times 7. So let's try times 7 and see if it's not too much. So 19 times 7, it might be 6. 9 times 7 is 63. And 7 times 1 is 7, plus 6 is 13. So we got 133. That's perfect. That's exactly what we want. So 133 goes underneath, subtract, and we're left over with 1. And then we bring down this 9. And perfect. Oh, don't forget our 7 up here on top. 19 goes into 19 one time, which is 19. Subtract, we're left over with 0. So make sure that you pause and type this into your digital math notebook. Again, don't be super worried about if the formatting isn't perfect. Just make sure that you get the quotient and some of the numbers typed in. All right, 5th graders, we're done with this lesson. Make sure that your notes are complete, and then you can complete your exit slip. Great job!